breakfast. So we took 2 days rest, or I did. Body was really needing it. Here's a nice little mixed salad. So what is in here exactly, honey?
Red cabbage, cucumber, dill, tomato, bell pepper, green leaf.
Yep. And then I made a sauce here with tahini, yellow mustard, some lime juice, salt, pepper, paprika, olive oil, and some
It's just
like
avocado
pickle
with
juice.
lime.
With some rice cakes. Actually, these are quinoa? What are they? Chickpea. Right there in that bag. Chickpea. So yeah, it's going down. Today we are going to the gym. And rather soon too, after this.
Part of what you gotta deal with living in that tropical area with the rainy season. Well, still gotta get it done. Life goes on. Alright, first day back at it. Gonna do a back day, and I'm gonna attempt some pull-ups. It's the first time I've done any pull-ups in the new year, and also since I've been back from my trip. So, go for a clean 10. See if we can have a good view here. Looks pretty good. Pretty good. So 3 for an attempted 12. Now we'll move on to some moving some weight. 3 sets of 12 and then go heavier. We'll probably do like 2 sets of 6 to finish off this low row. Focus on the contraction and keeping the time under tension.
You are too, right? Yeah. Busy week for you, huh? 5 day week?
The biggest thing when you're doing back, especially if you're training to be able to get more reps of pull-ups out, is to really focus on the time under tension. So you want your lats to be exposed to just being under stress for a long amount of time. Because when you're on a pull-up bar, you're constantly under tension. So whenever you're training with weights, you can kind of build yourself up to this threshold of fatigue that you experience whenever you're doing pull-ups. So I like to start with pull-ups and then do some like accessory work that can benefit the movement. So after I do some sort of like vertical pulling, then I do a horizontal movement. And then I like to alternate these. Sometimes you can pair them up and it's just up to you how you want to feel this sort of stress. But this is where I feel like I get the most benefit. And even grabbing the pull-up bar or the lat bar like you would a pull-up bar. So. So obviously I go a little bit lighter than my body weight so I can kind of just be able to do more reps. I'm not trying to build strength right now in this, I'm just trying to work myself to fatigue. Go a little heavy. So you probably noticed for the bent over dumbbell row, I do it slightly different. My feet are kind of equal together. I don't really have a lead foot in my hand. It's rested on here. It's not really like supporting my weight at all. It's kind of just there to keep me in balance, and that I can kind of push forward a little bit and really be able to row from a neutral position, more horizontal. Whenever you're doing it without a hand bracing something, you can use like your knee, like this, pull it here. Different kind of row. For here, for this, I feel like it's a more functional type of movement. It's the way that you would lift something in a real world setting. So just a different variation to do a row. A lot of people they put their knee on a bench and then the lead arm on the bench. That's okay, it's good to do that, but I really like to engage the core whenever I'm pulling because it's more relatable to what I want to develop strength for. So I'm not just trying to be strong in the gym and develop muscles, I'm trying to be functional and be useful in whatever I'm trying to do with my body. So I'll do probably 2 more sets of 12 of this and maybe just start doing some cardio because I'm already fatigued. This back, whenever you're incorporating a large group of muscles, your central nervous system is putting in work. So starting off with pull-ups and then going into a full back routine, it'll torch you. Let's see if I can set this up in a nice way. First, I push myself here. I'm also not pulling up to my chest. I'm pulling like to my hip and belly button. So I'll do this last set as an unsupported row, which is probably the most realistic to actually lifting something heavy off the ground. The one where you're able to lean forward, I envision that as like pulling someone out of a well or something. So this is just maybe pulling a very heavy object out off the ground in the middle of nowhere, no support. All right, put you there. Good. Notice how I place my foot right on the object. And this one I really feel a good activation in the lat. Could be because it's my final exercise and there's already a lot of blood moving in there. But really, you're pulling something directly off the floor with no momentum. So the lat is fully engaged, the core is engaged. And you even feel it in the hamstrings. Just like you would when you pick a bar off the floor, like doing a deadlift. So that's that. Finished here, cardio is all taken. So we'll go for a nice evening run with Puti. This is where I get my coconut water juiced up. Tiga botol coming. They just, it's this Balinese family on the corner here. They sell coconuts and gas, but that's my gas right there. So 3 bottles to the head pretty much every day. Stay hydrated. All right, lift is finished. Rain has stopped. Absolutely beautiful evening now. Weather feels pretty good. One of the difficult things about doing consistent cardio here is, number one, the roads are shit. This is my road here, unless they're brand new, which is pretty rare, and only if it's in like a high traffic area. But for me, my area, pretty much all the money goes into this development that they're doing. Just building all these new villas. All of these rice fields are slowly disappearing. And whenever I want to do some sort of speed work, it's also pretty difficult to find like a large stretch of clean pavement. Like they don't have any track fields here. Not really a thing for them. So what I actually do is I sprint here right by my house, kind of avoid this part of the road. This is about as good as it gets for the moment. I could go to the rice field, but it's actually a little slick right now since it's rained and a lot of the irrigation has run over the pathway. So actually when Anna and I were on a walk the other day, I slipped and my left leg fell into this all the way up to my hip. Almost racked myself, but caught myself just in time, soaked my leg, and just got that reminder to realize anything can happen out here pretty quickly. So what I'll do is I do sprints a bit differently here. I kind of warm my legs up and do something that would benefit me for like running off the brake for paintball. So I kind of pretend like I'm at the start gate, and I switch hands every time because whenever, depending on what side of the field you're running on, you have your gun back at the gate. And so I switch legs, keep it even. And yeah, so I'll set this up to where it doesn't get hit by a car or a bike. And that's it. Put some clips together of some sprinting. Maybe you can do this for your next one. All right, so now I got a nice little warm up. Legs are feeling pretty good. I'm gonna set this camera up here at this spot, show you what I mean by starting off the gate. So I think maybe not a straight look, I'll get you at an angle here. Right here by this trash can. I think 0.1 is probably pretty good. This is my gun here. You know, jog it back, switch sides. And now gun, left hand. So yeah, I'll do that pretty much 5 times each side, and kind of just make a workout out of it. So whenever it comes to game time and you're playing points back to back, it's actually a bit easier because you're not sprinting one time after the other. You're actually getting some break because you're also in different positions. Like, so you would start off the break, get into your bunker, say you don't get hit, and then from there you would fight out of your bunker and make moves whenever you need to. But the most part, the biggest burst of energy is at the beginning of the point. And then from there, if you get shot out, then that's like rest time, you know? So you get shot out, you go, as the point's still playing while you're eliminated, you would go and fill your tank, fill your hopper with balls if you need them, wipe off hits, drink water or whatever, and prepare for the next point. Typically there's like 2 teams on a deck. So after you play your point, after your point's finished, the next 2 teams that are playing each other take the field. And then however long that point lasts, that's the amount of rest you get in between points. It can turn into XBALL style, which is where it's 2 minutes between every point. So let's say the other 2 teams, one dominates the other, they mercy them, then they're not playing anymore and no one else takes that position, that deck. So it's just you and your opponent, and you're playing XBALL style is what they call it. And back in the day, it was a format that was different than what they play at the NXL. So we play at MXBL and TXBL. We play, it's the Malaysian XBALL League and the Thai XBALL League. They play what's most similarly related to the NXL American circuit. In Europe, they have the same rules. It's like the same organization. So yeah, I like to prepare myself just to be physically fit. I want to be able to play every single point. On this team that I play with currently, I'm more of an asset than a liability, so they like to get me in as many points as we can, and I'm in really good shape. So for me, it's not a problem. I can play every point that I need to, even if we're playing XBALL style, even if I've played the full point. And it's been like that. The last tournaments that we played, I was able to get a lot of spins. So looking to keep that going, looking to keep my cardio and everything else sharp so that I can continue to be an asset to these teams that I play with. So yeah, I'll bring this a little further. There's some loose gravel here, so a little sketchy, but bring this further here so you can kind of see a fully. Maybe keep it at 5. I had it at 1 magnification, and you probably only saw a little bit. So we'll jog it back. And those first steps are crucial to getting off the box and creating as much distance from the start gate as you can. There's a guy coming right here. So this is where leg strength comes. It's crucial because the further you can get, the better chance you have at surviving off the break and being a teammate. So if you're slow and you're trying to run far, you're an easy target. It's best just to stay at home and not run off the gate. Just have your gun up and shoot. So I'll do a few more like this, and then I'll do a couple of where I would simulate like running and then having my gun up. So that one was just simulating a start off the gate, getting distance from that start gate, and then pulling my gun up as I'm a little bit wider on the field, and either shooting at my mirror or shooting at home, whoever's shooting back at me. Do it the other side now. All right, I don't think there's really need for me to film my whole workout. You get the idea. So this is one of the ways I like to keep training interesting for me, especially now that I have a goal. It's really good for me to have like a target now. And I've noticed, even despite being sick, these last few weeks that I've had this AFSOC prep, so I'm training now to complete a physical ability and stamina test, or I guess what they call an IFT now, initial fitness test. Honestly, those standards are, as far as the calisthenics go, they're pretty easy to make. But I'm just preparing more for like what grad standards would be expected out of someone who's going through like combat control school. So, yeah, despite being sick and traveling now that I'm back, I mean, I already feel, despite being a little bit fatigued, I already feel like I'm like getting back into it pretty good. And having a goal, I feel more motivated. So, yeah, I feel better. I've already lost some fat. I don't know if that was from having BALI belly and puking and shitting, or if it's from the training and the increase in cardio. I think it's both. So definitely once I started training again after this sickness, I felt much lighter, but also felt like insanely weak. Now I feel even better. After the workout, I was feeling like exhausted in the gym today during back, but afterwards, like literally right after leaving the gym and I was in fresh air, I felt like energized. I was like, all right, sweet, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna do some sprints if it's not raining. So perfect. God provides. Do your cardio.
Help you find this passion fruit, huh? Oh, good doggy. New friend here. Ooh, there's more. I've been sniffing my head and face every time I bend down. Oh, it's a leaf. I found this dog chasing a scooter, and I said, "Hey, what are you doing?" And they stopped, and they came over to me with their tail wagging, wanting to be my friend. So now we have a friend while we're here finding passion fruit. Alright, I think that's all. Huh? Good dog.